What's the income that y'all are looking for?
Good question. See, I'm because
now or like
For a husband, for a guy that would marry you.
I would really want him very well off because of how I picture things. Like since I was a little girl, I wanted certain things in my life. It's not changing, so I'm willing to wait, or it can happen right now if he can do it. If he can do it, then I'm cool.
Can we go around the table with that question, Sergio? But not only what we want is a number, like a figure number.
Give me a number,
much.
like
and,
60K, 70K.
Okay, and as well, can you also provide the age range of men that you're looking for as well with that said number?
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I realized that older men are better. They treat you better. That's where I'm at. So 30.
Hey, that's your choice. That was your choice. Any guy that did that to you, that was your choice, all right?
I just be thinking like,
your choice.
30 and up, and then I just think so much about like my dad, I guess. So like 6 figures.
6 figures. What about you?
For now, wait, we're giving ages too, right?
Yeah. If you want to give an age, also.
For me, if I was dating somebody that was 26, 27. Like, you would have to have major connections that been working or been lucky to be making 6 figures.
That's the age person that you want?
No, I'm saying if I was doing that, I wouldn't, like, if I met somebody and it was like, I pick you, like, I wouldn't expect for you to be making 6 figures at 26. Like, that seems crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, yeah.
Exactly. But if I'm going for someone that's older and I find somebody that's like 35 and you're like, maybe 50,000, for me, it's like, what are you doing now at 35 that you're comfortable making 50,000? So I wouldn't, that doesn't make sense. So I would say like 90K is like, you need to be making 90,000. So if you want a family and you want it to pursue long-term, you need to be making like, because the middle class is going to be like, is that a middle or low or higher class? So at some point, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 is going to be nothing. So 90,000 needs to be like
90,000 is like comfortable.
Exactly.
Okay.
Especially if I like have to have kids and like I can't work right now, you got to protect your family financially. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay. What about you?
I would say 80K and above, just because, like you said, you want to be able to live comfortably and not have to worry about, both of us got to work a full-time job, to support a family, and then have kids. Who's going to watch the kids? Oh, then you got to pay for daycare. So I would say at least 80 and above. But for age range, I mean, if you're making that money at the age of 24, 25, that's great. But stability wise, like I find myself more attracted to older men that's in their 30s and stuff, but I also find that some of them don't have their shit together either. So it's just like, my thing is, you can be older than me, that's fine, but as long as you have your shit together, like you got your own house or apartment, your own place to stay, like your income is good, like you got your savings, because I need you to be able to help me put me on game.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Teach me something, because a lot of them out here are still in that 24.
Those guys need to be invisible. Like, this is the biggest issue today, is that the fact that they even get brought up. Like, those people shouldn't even be on y'all's minds. Like I shouldn't have to tell y'all this. This should be something that it should just be already known, that guys that if you meet a guy in the 30s and they don't have anything or they don't have any of those things together.
Who's talking to them? I'm not.
Yeah. I'm just making just the way you sound. It just sounds like you see it a lot. It just sounds like you've seen it a lot.
I've seen it a lot because I'm just like, you're still in that mindset, and I've seen some of them that are still trying to figure stuff out. But I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but it's like I can't really deal with you. I just hope y'all
learn to avoid that type of shit, because like you need to. This is the problem today: is y'all see a red flag and you don't run. You see a red flag, you're like, but he's 6 foot. But he has this, or maybe he has good dick. There's all these.
I asked myself a question of why like women ignore red flags, and it's because they want to be picked. It's like, pick me. I'm right here. I looked over your mom issues. I looked over your financial issues. Like, I'm here to ride or die. Like, don't leave me. I'm like,
well, there's certain things that like the problem is also nobody really knows what are red flags and what are green flags. Like, we talk about this all the time on the show, and there's so many times where girls don't understand certain things that are red flags, and they also don't understand certain things that are green flags. So like, there's a huge misconception. If dads were helping vet, there's certain things that would help a lot, but y'all could like, we understand men. Men understand men perfectly. We know that guys will do anything to get pussy, and like that's what y'all.
I know that too.
Yeah. But like a lot of women don't. A lot of women don't know that, and then they're like, oh, because this is the thing. When y'all sleep with somebody, it's because you really do like them. Like there is something special there. And like y'all fall in love when y'all have sex because y'all release oxytocin. There's a bond that's built. So like it's way more serious for y'all. But for guys, it's like taking a piss. It's not even close to the same thing. But y'all will project that onto us. And a guy might have a rotation of a bunch of girls and he's just sleeping with them. But some of those girls might be like, oh, he really likes me. We're going to be in a relationship.
He's going to change.
Well, he's going to change. But the thing is, and that's because she's projecting how she sees sex. She sees sex as, oh, every time I do this, it's making him love me more. No, that's how y'all are. It's the opposite for men. We really don't. It's like taking a piss.
But see, that's why I said, like, going back to like having somebody to vet for him. The way my dad is set up, he couldn't vet. If anybody that I've talked to, he would not vet for them. Probably 9 times out of 10, maybe 2 that he would vet for. But if you're not working, you don't have a car, you don't have stability, and you're not a real man, and if you dress a certain way, like, yeah, that's not gonna help you. I mean, even my brothers are gonna be the same way. They're gonna be like, yeah, he's not shit at all. Like, they're gonna straight up tell me, like, you need to quit messing with him because he's not benefiting you in no type of way. So I have people that'll vet for me, and I know what type of man I'm looking for. So based off my examples that I have, I mean, granddad, dad, brothers, uncles, I have people, and I also know which ones not to look at based off of some of those examples as well too. I want somebody that's a good communicator because, I mean, you want somebody that can reciprocate what you give to them. So it's like, if I'm a good communicator and I try to be honest with you, I want that as well. Like, don't be out here 30 and lying about, oh yeah, like I may want a relationship, I may not. You know, just be honest. It's like, no, baby, I don't really want a relationship right now.
Every time I hear these things, I just hear like it's really sad because I know tons of fucking guys that don't do any of this shit. It's who you're around and it's who you fuck with. It's so sad because it's like, I don't know where y'all are seeing this. I understand if it's on the internet, like Tinder or any dating apps or Instagram, that's all a given. Like you were saying, organic is better. But organically, I don't know how if you're meeting people by community that you should be experiencing these type of things.
Right.
Shout out to FNF.
Because this is the problem. Because this is the problem. Like whenever you meet within this is why I preach like the networking events and the charity events, stuff like that. Because when you meet people within a network, or if you meet people who know each other, then that guy's less likely to screw you over because you met him through this other person, and they're going to tell them whenever they do it. So the problem is girls go meet a guy randomly on the internet. Of course he's going to pump and dump you.
I love Derek. Derek's a great guy.
Or the guys at the bar, you know, of course they're going to do that shit.
He's got
There's nothing to lose.
Yeah, but you don't know a person until...
I got a follow-up question real quick. For the ladies, for the one at the far left, just a minute ago, you had mentioned something along the lines of, let me pull up my notes here. So men having their shit together. I got a question for all 3 of y'all. Can you provide me what qualifies a woman for having her shit together whenever we're talking about a dating market and as well a long-term relationship? Can y'all give me an example of what makes a woman have her shit together?
I can give you 2 examples because I've dealt with 2 different types of men at least. You have you got some men that want you to have everything, the car, the house, everything, like independent, full-blown, independent. 401k, cool. And then you also have the men who just care if you like trying. And they're willing to help. They're willing to protect you and, you know, provide that security and make sure that you are well off. So it just depends on what type of man you're dealing with.
So independent and...
Yeah, independent or like, you know, just, what is it? Potential. As long as you have potential.
Okay,
See,
cool.
sometimes that potential gets you in trouble too. Because they can have potential to be good, but they're not following through with it. Like, you have potential.
Actions, of course. Your actions have to match your words, of course.
Okay. So I got independent and having potential. Next, please.
What qualifies a woman
for having their shit together and a means of making a great potential for a long-term relationship?
I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of men like to know that like my spouse, future spouse, or my girlfriend I'm going to be taking serious he has a head on her shoulders, meaning you're smart. I can trust you with my vulnerabilities. So someone that's open to transparency. Like, I feel like it's a lot of expectations for a woman to be like in the house you're providing, like the cooking, the cleaning, the making sure everything's straight there, but also being that safe space. So as long as you have at least that, they're willing to take care of the finances. So if you don't have that, then you're not even like an option. Like the first time you disrespect a man in their space, it's like, okay, well, yeah, this is not somebody for me. So in that aspect, I would say being like a safekeeping emotionally and spiritually, and also being a safekeeping with making sure my house or my I would say like the cooking and cleaning and everything else is put together.
What's an emotion?